Hey everyone, Mr. Sujano here. In this video, we're talking about the latest and greatest in gaming and tech news. Let's get started. Alright, we'll kick things off talking about Nintendo 3DS emulation on the Nintendo Switch with Citra, and yes, it's about to become a thing. This is a tweet from M4XW. It's time to rethink how you game. Embrace a fresh era of 3D excitement your way. Soon available on Switches near you, powered by Citra MMJ and Libretro, which is RetroArch. In my opinion, it's very interesting that previous generation backward compatibility is going to be a thing on the Switch thanks to emulation. Let me know your thoughts about this one in the comments below. Moving on, and we're still talking about 3DS emulation, but switching over to Android and talking about performance-based fork of Citra, Citra MMJ. Where MMJ stands for Subscribe to Mr. Sujano, and Citra MMJ just got a brand new update. According to the changelog in Google Translate, the update fixes games that were stuck on Huawei Smart Screen Recognition. Moving on, and we're talking about GameCube and Wii emulation with PUREIKYUBU, and I still think I'm saying that wrong. This used to be known as Dalwin, and we talked about version 1.0 releasing on the weekend. And they're already at version 1.3. At this point in time, PUREIKYUBU is available for Windows and Linux, and if you are interested in it or curious about it, I'll drop a link to it in the description below. And speaking about new releases that we talked about on the weekend, next up we're talking about Atari Jaguar and Jaguar CD and Jaguar VR emulation with BigPEmu. And BigPEmu just released version 1.071, which is a bug fix release. According to the changelog, the bug fix fixes the VR swap eyes setting, so if you are trying to play VR games or looking into it, you may want to pick up this version. Moving on, and we're talking about a brand new controller for Android and iOS. It's called the ELO Vagabond, and a video for it just dropped on YouTube. I'll drop a link to it in the description below, and I do recommend checking it out. It's going to feature Hall effect joysticks, also a mechanical D-pad, and what look to be analog triggers. I could be wrong though. It will be connecting via USB-C, and it's not Bluetooth or wireless. And it does also have micro switch buttons. On top of that, it's going to have a headphone jack and pass-through fast charging via USB-C, which is a really nice feature. This controller is not going to be cheap. It's currently priced at $150 on Kickstarter. Now, if you head to their actual website, it just says join our waitlist, so I'm just going to link everything in the description below. And in terms of quality here, I've got no idea. I haven't tested it out yet, but based on what I'm seeing here, I think this controller has potential. Moving on, and we're talking about an indie game called Papers, Please, and it's celebrating its 10-year anniversary by having a pretty darn big sale. I'll drop a link to the Steam page in the description below. So right now, and only for a couple of days, this game is on for 80% off, which translates to about $1.99 US. And if you wanted to play a demake of this game called LCD Please, you absolutely can, and it's 100% free, and I'll drop a link to it in the description below. Next up, we're talking about some ROM hacking, and there's a brand new translation out for an NES game called Dai Kaijuu Deburas. I probably mispronounced that one. The English translation is Giant Monster Flaburas. Anyways, here, I've never played this one, and it is a strategy game, and I may end up checking it out. Let me know your thoughts about this one in the comments below. Moving on, and we're still talking about ROM hacking, and if strategy games are not your thing for the NES, but you'd rather play an action shooter, well, there's a translation here for Gokujou Parodius. I mispronounced that one as well. Anyways, here it's called Fantastic Parodius, and it's kind of a spoof on Gradius. And speaking about translations, it looks like some people have a very keen eye over on TikTok, and apparently the English dub recording has potentially started for the next Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi game. If I'm not mistaken, Sunny Straight does voice acting for Krillin and Bardock, and on TikTok here he says it was a fun day of recording and his voice is strained. So take that for what you will. And speaking about keen eyes, this one was spotted by Automation Media, and I'll drop a link to the article in the description below, and do recommend checking it out. And it seems to be a case of Nintendo being Nintendo. Nintendo has apparently registered numerous new patents from Tears of the Kingdom, even for the loading screens. There were 32 patents filed overall, with 31 of those looking like they came directly from Tears of the Kingdom and the way things work, especially with fusing and recalling. Now, I am not a patent expert, and I can kind of understand Nintendo trying to protect some of what they created here. But I would argue that this is a little bit excessive, and I would also argue it's not entirely unique. Possibly some of the calculations in the background, sure, but at the same time, the concepts, I would say, aren't fully unique. I could be wrong, though. And this may prevent people from using similar concepts in games in the future. Let me know your thoughts about this one in the comments below. And last up here, for some pretty good news, if you play Pokemon Scarlet and Violet and you wanted Mew, you can easily get one right now via Mystery Gift. If you open up Mystery Gift and type in Get Your Mew, but replace the O in your with a 0, all in capitals, you can get a Mew. But anyways, that is all I've got for you in this one. Straight to the point, all stuff and no fluff. We talked about a bunch today. Let me know your thoughts about absolutely any of it in the comments below. If you like this video, leave a like. If you didn't like this video, leave a like. Hit that subscribe button, check out my other videos. Don't tempt fate, save your state.